try that. There we go. Thank you for the reminder. Yay. Okay, now we're ready. Move this over. There we go. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about one of the handouts that you have that we're not going to use tonight is how to create your own barbershop template. And so I already created a template already. So Finale comes with a barbershop female template. And what I have discovered in their stuff is it's not quite wide enough for me to put all the words and notes sometimes. So I customized mine, and I made the spacing between the treble clef and the bass clef wider so that there's room for all that. When you go up here to the document menu, there's all kinds of document options that you can use to set up your template. You can set up your layers in layer 1 for tenor, layer 2 for lead, because then the stems are going that way. You could do then layer 1 for baritone and layer 2 for bass, or you could do layer 3 for baritone and layer 4 for bass. All that stuff I set up ahead of time. And so what I've already done to save us some time for this class is I already preset all that stuff in the template that I sent you. So when you get done at, fixing everything just the way you like it, then over here, then you would do save as, and you got to remember where you put it. But then you have to save it. This is the part I always would forget. You have to then save it as a Finale template file. So you see how it says FTMX? So if you're going to tweak your template to make it be the way you like it, if you save it as a Finale template and name it, you can name it my template, you can name it whatever you want, and it will always then come up that same way with all those pre-settings on it when you go to use Finale again. Okay. It takes a lot of steps to get it into the template folder. So what I usually do, I will save it to my desktop. Then I will open the Finale folder, the template folder, the choir folder, and then I will click and drag it into that folder. So that's a little quicker than finding all the folders. But that's up to you how you do that. So is everyone kind of all clear with that? A-okay? All right. So we're going to do, we're going to put in Take Me Out to the Ball Game. So we're going to start with the key signature, which is up here. You know how to put in the key signature. You double click in that first measure, and up at the top, I'm going to put 4 flats because it's in 4 flats. And then I'm going to click OK. And when I do that, then my key signature is on every staff. Yay, both the treble and the bass. Okay, everybody got that step A-okay? And now I see that this is in 3/4. So now we're going to change the time signature, which is the one right beside it. Did you notice the other thing as you're working with this? Whenever you click on one of these pictures, on a PC, it tells you at the bottom of the page what this one does. See, like mine says, time signature tool, double click a measure to insert a meter change. And I think maybe on a Mac it might be up at the top, but it's there somewhere. So I'm going to double click on here because I'm going to change it to 3 beats per measure. All right. And for right now, I just say measure 1 to the next time change, which if it never changes for the whole song, you're still all set. And then you can click OK. One thing I want to show you, you know how sometimes they have 4/4 time or common time? There's right here, it says more options. And then it'll say use a different time signature. So right now it's set up as a big common time. If I want to make it say 4/4, then I would click this one that says use a different time signature for display. And then abbreviate means it's going to use the common time. If I take that away, then it says 4/4. And then when I click OK, then the time signature changes to 4/4. So that's a handy thing to know how to do. We don't need that for today, but I was just giving you that tip. All right. So, so usually when we enter music in Finale, we enter all the notes first, and the lyrics is like one of the last things we do. So let me ask you, raise your hand. How many of you? Let's see if I can see all of you. Now we got to get everybody on here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. How many do we have in here? 10 or more?
Did you mean to change that to 3/4 time?
Oh, yes. I missed, didn't I? Thank you. Oh, I did it there, but I didn't say okay, I guess. Oh, I know. That's because it still said use a different time signature here. I don't want to use the different time signature. There we go. Thank you. All right. So how many of you, raise your hand if you use simple entry to enter your notes? Because there's several different ways you can do it. Simple entry is, the one that looks like an eighth note. All right. How many of you use speedy entry to put in your notes? Yeah. So you do whatever's more comfortable for you. But if you get a chance, you ought to try a little bit of each and see, speedy entry is called speedy entry because you can usually do that a little bit faster than the simple entry one. Okay. So what I'd like you to do for right now, let's at least go up to measure 8. I want you to put in all the notes. So you do it one part at a time. You can start with whatever part you want. I usually start with the lead line. And if I'm in speedy entry, I just have to push the rhythmic value. Yeah. Oops. Oh, shoot. Come back here. I don't want. So as you're going along, if you need some help with something, just give a holler. And then there's a rest.
I'm sorry, I think we're a little bit lost here.
Okay, that's okay. Tell me what you have so far.
Well, I've got the 3/4 time, but I wasn't able to get the key signature. It never went that in there.
Okay, so I'll go back and do that with you. Are you in the key signature tool?
Yes, I've got the key signature.
Okay.
Well, I've double clicked it.
Okay, you double clicked it. Okay, good. And you get a little box that looks like this?
No, one sec.
We've lost your shared screen.
What happened? Say it again.
We're trying to see your shared screen.
Oh,
there we go. Okay. Yeah. So when I go and I click on the key signature and nothing's popping up. So that's something that happens normally.
I know that's an unusual thing. So try again to just double click and see how I'm right in the middle of the treble clef? And did you double click that?
Better.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Okay. It's a right click for me for some reason. So.
Okay. Sorry. You have Mac?
No, I'm on a PC.
Oh. Well, it should work either way, but yeah. So did the box come up?
Yep, I got it now though. Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. No need to apologize. We're all learning here. So that's fine.
Jean, you said something about go to measure 8. Are we supposed to start at measure?
No. We were just going to fill it in until measure 8 right now. Actually,
until measure 8. Okay,
yeah,
I misunderstood.
Through measure 8. Oh, you know what? If you're really fast, go ahead and do the whole song. Because what we want to at least get to the key change. So we want to do at least up to measure 34. So if you're real quick, go ahead and put it up through measure 34. Yeah.
Jean, what if when I'm trying to put my rest in, it's showing up above the score.
Okay, are you in speedy entry or simple entry?
I'm just doing it one note at a time, whichever one that's called.
Well, you can both. All right, I'll tell you what.
It
Look
looks
up.
like single entry.
Wait, you
I'm doing
broke up.
single.
Okay, so you're doing a simple entry.
Yep,
Okay, so you're putting in. I just switched mine to simple entry, and you're trying to put a rest in. So then I have to click on the rest picture, right?
yep.
And then you have to click inside the measure. So if you want it on beat 1, and then it's kind of in purple until you enter the next note, the next symbol.
But then it ended up being above all of my lines.
Okay, just leave it there for now until you.
Okay,
Usually when you put in the other layers and you have all the notes in there, it'll jump down to where it's supposed to be.
okay.
Okay, so just leave it there for now. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So if you have slurs or anything like that, I usually put in all the notes first and do the slurs later. But the ties you can do as you're going along. Oops, what happened there? I'm going to mute myself. Then you have to remind me to unmute so you don't have to listen to my plunking.
Hey, Jean. So we only needed to do through measure 8, right? Is that what we were trying to get?
Jean, if you were trying to answer them, you're muting.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm not muted.
You're not muted.
That's, oh, Control A. Usually I just push the space bar and it unmutes me, but that didn't work that time.
Okay,
Anyway,
so,
I was gonna say, try to go through measure 34
oh, measure 34. Okay,
so that we could do the key change thing.
and we're just doing the lead line, or are we doing all of them?
No, all 4 parts.
All 4 parts, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there a way if we started on the wrong layer to switch the layer
Yes.
Just
yes.
randomly?
Yes, I can show you that right now. Let's say I have this in the lead layer. So I will click on what's it, this one. I hope it's in the same place on this one. Move, move, move. There it is. So if you go up to the edit menu, where it says edit, and you go down, it says move copy layers.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, I have to.
So if
Got
you
it.
click on there, so let's say I want to put this in the tenor layer, and I right now I have it in the lead layer. So then I will say move contents of layer 2, because right now I'm in the lead layer, and change it to layer 1. You can change it to whatever layer you want. And then when I click OK, now all the stems went up for the tenor part, right? Okay, so you could do that. Or like if you put it in the treble clef and it's supposed to be in the bass clef, you could do that too. You can go to the selection tool. I'm gonna highlight it. And then I can click and drag it down, to the bass clef. And you got to make sure it's on the bar lines, because if you do it like that, it'll be off by a couple of beats. And then it actually put it down there. Then I would have to put it in a different layer or something. Okay, so that's another thing you could do. So did that help with your question?
It helped tremendously. And it also
Good.
helped me realize that I think I need to be in the beginning class.
Oh, it's okay. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
I'm going to leave you now. So thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Nina.
All
We're
right.
moving a lot slower here.
No,
So
that's all right.
Jean, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I have always been able to use my speedy entry, and then if I enter a note value and I want to rest, I just hit the R, but it's not
Yes.
working right now. It's
Well, it
doing-
might not be working in the new version.
I've had
so
the
if
new
it-
version though.
Do you have the new trial version that we just talked
No,
about?
I've had 27 already.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what changed, but something changed.
Okay, because
Might be-
another thing you can do is push the backspace button, and that'll change it to a
Okay.
rest.
Okay. That,
So try
that's
that.
a
Did that work?
workaround.
Yeah.
I'll try that. Thanks.
And then, it might be you need to restart Finale or restart your computer, and then maybe it would work again. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
let's-
have a question.
Sure.
If I forgot to give it a layer, to tell it to put it in a layer,
Uh-huh.
and I only did one, I just did the lead right now.
Okay.
Can I do that, or how do I do that?
Yes, do it just like we did. What layer is it in right now? If you look at the bottom left-hand corner, it'll tell you what layer you are in. You see the 4 little numbers down at the bottom?
Oh, okay, it shows me a 2.
Okay, so if you're using layer 2 for your lead layer, because then you're already in the lead layer. Yay!
Okay, did I find that up in tools? Because I was just playing around with it, trying to put it in a layer, and I'm wondering if I already just happen to do that, but didn't know I did it.
Oh, actually, it's in the
Document?
it's in the edit,
Okay,
but you have to highlight. You have to highlight. Like if you highlight, did you know if you highlight to the left out in the margin, it highlights all the treble clefs. Or you can click and drag and just do one staff. And
okay, there it came.
once you highlight something, then you go to the edit menu, and then you can move the layers. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
So
Did that work, Cheryl, to do the backspace? Good.
Nothing else in this class. I have now learned how to use speedy entry, which I have not used before. This is so cool.
Great. Oh, it's so much, that's so much faster. Yeah.
I just never tried it because I guess I was lazy to look up how to do it, but now
Yeah.
listening to you, it just,
Yeah.
So what did
yeah.
you do to do it?
Can you say that again? Because I don't know how to use speedy entry.
Oh, okay. Well, let's do that then. So there are two pictures of eighth notes, and so the one that's running looks like it's dashing. That's speedy entry. Okay, so that's what I was using, and so I will show you what we can do there. So when you do speedy entry, then whatever staff you have to click in the measure where you're starting. So like I'm on measure 33 for the lead line right now. So you have to click and then you'll see a box, right? And so I can use my up and down arrow on my regular computer keyboard to put the cursor on the correct line or space that I want. Okay. And then I can, so measure 33 says half note. So Finale has set it up that if you push 5, it makes a quarter note. If you go to a higher number, it doubles the value. So 6 would make it a half note. 7 would double the half note value, which would make it a whole note. If you push the number 4, which is less than 5, it cuts the note value in half. So if I push 4, it's going to make an 8th note. If I push a 3, it's going to make a 16th note. Okay. So what I can do is I can do the up and down arrow. So I'd see I have to do a half note, and then I push number 6, and it puts the half note in. And then so then the next one's a quarter note. So then I push 5. So you could do that, or you could
A dotted half or a dotted quarter.
after you create the half note, like if you haven't put anything else in yet, there's a half note that I do the period on the computer keyboard, and it makes it a dotted note.
Mine's putting in rest, so instead of notes.
Okay,
when I
so
do this.
a rest would be, it'll make a note first, and then you can, let's see, I don't know if my R works. Yeah, you should be able to push the letter R for rest. And when Cheryl was saying that wasn't working for her, so you can also push backspace, and that makes it a rest.
But
So-
mine is putting a rest, but I want it to be a note.
Oh, okay, push it again. Put your cursor right on rest, push it again, and it should change to a note. If you push the numerical value again. What kind of note are you trying to create?
Any kind of note, all I can get is rest.
Oh, okay. I'll go up to your, let's see, go up to the speedy menu. Okay. Now there's something that says use MIDI device for input. Is there a check mark there?
Yes.
I'll take that check mark away.
Okay.
And then you'll get notes.
Where was that check mark at?
In the speedy menu. And then down there it says use MIDI device for input. If you're not using your MIDI device, then you take that check mark away. If you already connected your MIDI keyboard to your computer, that's even faster. You could press, like if I'm going to play a B flat, I would just press down the B flat key and then push the 6 for a half note, and it would do it like that. But if you don't have a keyboard hooked up, you got to make sure that check mark isn't there. Now, Donna, try it. Now you should get a note. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Okay.
working. Thank you so much.
Good. Yeah.
Is there any other shape of an entry point? That little box that looks like a rest is hard for me to see whether I'm on the right line or not. Is that the only entry point icon that it's got?
Are you in speedy entry?
Yeah, and it's got a tiny little rectangle that's showing me what line I'm on, and it's kind of hard to see.
Wow. I'm
Is there
surprised it has.
is there anything round
Okay.
or no?
Well, it shouldn't have a handle at all. I don't think so. It makes me wonder if you're in the.
There's a little rectangle, and then when I select the note I want there, it changes to the note, but.
She means there's a cursor on the
It's like a
step.
cursor, it's like a cursor.
Oh,
only
I
it's a little-
see.
It's a little flat, rectangular thing as
Yeah,
opposed to something I
yeah.
can see better.
Does it
Are
look
there
like that?
options? Huh?
Does it look like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can,
I'm just finding it a little hard to see.
okay, why don't you
Zoom.
zoom in your
It's when I go
screen?
below the staff that it's hard to see what,
Oh, yeah, you got to count the ledger lines, you know.
It's kind of hiding them a little bit. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
to
yeah.
see.
So what you can do is you can change it and put it up to 200%.
Oh, I can make it bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
Okay.
do that.
All right. Maybe I'll play with that. It's just, it's fine in the staff, but when it goes below the
Right.
staff, it's
Well,
kind of,
yeah, I
yeah,
have to
see-
wait. Sometimes I have to find the ledger line and then go back and know, oh yeah,
maybe that's what I need to
yeah,
do.
yeah, that'll make it work. Yeah. Thank you, Erica, for clearing that up for me. Yay. All right. So keep asking your questions because that's mostly what this is for. Most of the time you've done. How you doing with that speedy entry stuff, Donna? Is it working okay? I mean, it's slow for now because you're not used to it, but it is faster when you get the hang of it.
I'm struggling right
faster.
now, but I can see that once I figured all this out, it'll be much quicker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the little number pad, you know, that's on the side of
Right.
you have
Yes.
that. So
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. I just
Yeah.
don't quite
so
understand.
here's what I do. I use the 5. You know, I use this finger for 5, and then I know if I go to the left of that, it's going to make the note value less than 1 beat. If I go to the right of it, you know, so a 4 cuts it in half. You basically have to just know 4, 5, and 6. And you just have to learn that 5 is a quarter note, 4 is an eighth note, and 6 makes a half note. And then every once in a while you have to use 7. You know.
Jean, question.
Yeah.
If you're not using MIDI input, if you don't have your keyboard with you, to get it to enter a rest instead of a note, is there a key that you hit?
Yes. That
Which
are you
one?
in R for rest?
R, just R, okay.
Yeah,
I
so
guess
your cursor has to be on that, you know. Or if you just created the notes, then you can, if you just create and you haven't put anything else in the measure, you can push R and it'll change to a rest. And so another thing you can do is you can also push the backspace key. That'll create a rest.
Ah,
Yeah,
so,
so you could,
so many options. Thanks.
yeah, so you can do it either way. Yeah. Okay, let's do. So take it like right there. I just had to put a G flat in. So that's whenever you want to lower the note a half a step in speedy entry, you put your cursor like I just made I made it G, then you push the minus key, and that lowers it a half step. And if I push the plus key, it raises it a half step. So if I needed a G sharp, then all I needed to do is push the plus key. If you need a double sharp, you push it twice and it makes the double sharp sign or the double flat sign. So that's a nice little handy thing to know. And then if you look at the tenor part of measure 3, it says G natural. So when you push the 6, you know, it's already a G natural, but for you to force the natural sign in there, you push the asterisk key, and that puts it there.
What happens when you push the asterisk? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
It makes the accidental appear. So
Oh,
really,
okay.
really, we don't need to have that G natural there. I mean, we do it for barbershop, but technically, once you go past the bar line, you know, it should always be.
Oh, you're talking about if the note is tied over, is that what you mean?
Well,
I I can't really, your
No.
little picture's tiny. I can't see it.
Oh, okay. You should
Can-
make, click and
can you-
drag.
Jane, can you zoom your,
Oh, sure. Let me do that. That'll help, huh? Yeah. Whoops, come on. Oh, I got to get out of that tool. Alrighty. There we go. How's that? Does that help?
Yes.
All right.
Thank-
So if you look at your Take Me Out to the Ball Game, it says in measure 3 that there's a natural sign there to remind the tenors that we went from G flat back to G natural. So if you
Right.
just enter the note in speedy entry, that natural sign is not going to automatically be there, because in music, every time you go to the next bar, the next measure, the next bar line, it cancels all those accidentals automatically. And as a musician, we're supposed to know that. But we help out our Sweet Adeline singers by reminding them that, okay, now it's a G natural. Okay. And so to put that natural sign in there, you use the asterisk key, and it'll put that in there. Oh, shoot, I did the wrong key. There it is. And
So
then-
I'm trying to put that G natural in using the simple method, and I've picked
Okay.
the natural sign on the left, but it's not showing up when I click in there.
Okay. You have to put your cursor. Let's see. You got to put your cursor right on the note. And let's see. Let me try that.
I did that, and like it shows before I click, like before it goes purple or whatever, but when it goes purple, that natural sign goes away.
Okay. Here, let me try to do it here and see if I'm going to take my natural sign away. Oops.
Yeah, that's because you're not changing the note. You're just putting a courtesy accidental.
Yeah.
And
And if you
yeah,
press the P, it will
yeah,
do
there's
that.
something to do
It'll
with
do
the letter
same
P.
thing.
Right.
If you just hit the letter P, it'll put it in.
Oh,
Mhm.
doesn't that doesn't just put parentheses around it?
No.
Well, it puts parentheses around the courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do that.
It's not doing it for me. but-
Okay. Just a minute here. Let's see.
If it does put parentheses and then you hit the P again, the parentheses go away. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. I'm
Oh,
really
that's true.
struggling with all my shortcuts. None of them are working right.
Wow. You know what? I would close finale and
I did actually
Oh.
closed it. Yeah. So I don't know if it's the template, but I went through your instructions and changed my template before
Yeah.
the class. So I'll play around later and figure it
Oh,
out.
yeah. So it sounds like but I don't want you to take the time to do it now. If you restart your computer, then open it again, it might work okay that way.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so look what I did. Who was asking about the natural sign? I clicked in simple entry on the natural because the note's already there, and I just lined it up and clicked there again. And then oh, you're right, it doesn't go in there. Wait, maybe enter does. Oh, Shazam.
I know I've done it before, but it's not
Yeah.
working here. So
That's weird. It's probably
It-
glitches in this
I
new
find
thing.
it doesn't work consistently. It'll work sometimes.
Yeah. So I think the answer is double P. You know, when you first put the P in, you'll have parentheses, which it's okay to leave the parentheses there because it's just a reminder. But then if
So-
you push P again, the parentheses go away and then you have it.
Which is the preferred way? Is it better to take them away or to put the parentheses
Um,
around when it's just a courtesy?
It's just a courtesy. So when I'm making arrangements, I put parentheses around them. But our goal tonight is try to do what this music says. So on the piece of music we're looking at, we don't have the parentheses.
Okay.
So, but you could do it, whatever your personal preference is.
So for submitting the next piece that I need to submit, I probably should put them there.
Yes.
Okay.
Oops. Yes. If I did it in, no, that didn't do it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, keep coming with your questions because you just know enough about finale to make it dangerous. And then, and this is the place to ask all those questions. Yeah.
So with the regular entry that I used to use, when I made a mistake and put the note on the wrong line, and I just hit the back arrow and then the up arrow or the down to move the note, I'm finding that's not working in speedy entry.
Okay,
How
so,
do I go back and change my E natural to an F natural?
okay,
My E flat to an F natural.
okay, I'm going to put an E flat right here. And so when you're in speedy entry, all you have to do is like click and drag and it'll go up to the F,
Okay. All
you can
right.
do that. Now, watch out if you're like me, sometimes I go crooked, you know?
Okay. All
So
right.
if that happens, if you hold down the shift key before you click and drag, it will only move the first direction you use. So if you go vertically first, then it'll only move, as long as you have the shift key held down, it'll only move vertically. If you move horizontally first, when you have the shift key down, it'll only move sideways. And that has been a lifesaver for me because I don't know what I do, but I go crooked.
That's good.
So Jean, I was trying to do the speedy thing again, making the
Okay.
notes. And I'm still just getting rest, so I'm not sure how
Okay.
you had her change that.
Go up to the speedy menu.
Okay,
Now, the second one down says use MIDI device for input. Is there a check mark there?
what do you mean?
If you
Where am-
read all these,
Oh, okay, where am I going? Up to speedy? Okay,
yeah, speedy. And then the second one says use MIDI device.
yep,
Is there a check mark there?
yep,
Well, click on it so the check mark goes away.
okay,
So that means if you have your MIDI keyboard hooked up to your computer with an interface or with a USB cable or whatever, then you want that check mark to be there because that means you can play the note on your keyboard and tap the rhythm on your computer keyboard. But
okay.
but since we don't have that today, then you don't want that check mark to be there. How's everybody doing?
I know this was probably in the beginner's class, but how do I change the flags from going down or up?
Oh, you have to be in the right layer. Do you,
Okay, I'm in the second layer, so it's gonna go down automatically. Okay,
yes, but you can actually flip it if you ever wanted to. Let's see, I'm trying to remember what that is. I think it's L. Let me see. No, it must be F. No, wait. No, no, okay, that didn't do it.
It's the question mark key.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And let me undo this. Well, let's see, it's not flipping there. Try. Oh, in speedy one. So if I do the question mark key, it didn't change anything, did it? So wait, let me see. Speedy edit commands. Flip stem direction. The L, that's what it is. Okay. So let's see if I did that and did L. There, it flipped the stem. So did you know that when you go up to the menus, so I went into Speedy because I'm in that and it says edit the commands. There's a whole list here of different stuff. And I went down to flip stem direction and it tells you what computer key to use to make it work. So I looked it up right there, flip stem direction. Oh yeah, you type L and it flips it. But your cursor has to be on that note to begin with to make it flip. Yeah. So to do a tie, you do the when you're in speedy entry, you do the equal sign, and it creates the tie. And oh, this measure.
If you flip the stem, does it automatically switch which layer it's in?
No, that just, oh, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
So in measure 10, the tenor notes are all A naturals. So I can hold down the control key and push the plus sign. Oh, shoot. Oh, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Where did it go? Jeez, I just went really big now. Hold on. There it is. Control and do the plus sign. Oh, it's not doing that. Okay. It's a way to do all of them. Oh, is it this? No. Oh, no, that's the enharmonic spelling. Speedy. A little different in this new form. Just the plus, and then, oh, you don't need to use the control. Okay.
I think it's worthwhile buying the upgraded version. I have not done it. I'm on 26, and
oh, if you're on 26, you don't need to. I'm still on
the trial, and you know, I mean, I hate to spend the money for what I do with it. I'm not an arranger. I do my music for the chorus and my quartet.
I don't upgrade all the time. Unless there's something's causing me a problem. Like for years and years and years, I had 2014. And so then I didn't upgrade till like 25 or something. And it's not worth the money. There are not enough changes to just go from like 25 to 26,
What they say a lot are for serious composers that are doing scores for orchestras and stuff like that, that I said, okay, I wasn't planning on buying this. Because my 26 seems to work pretty good, but
yeah. Right. You don't need to do that.
You don't see something in 27 that's of value to a Sweet Adeline.
Right. Oh, there it is. That's why it wasn't working. Let's try this. Let's just go.
Oh, shit.
No, it didn't do it every time either. So how you doing? Are you getting a lot of it in there?
So I have a question. In measure 19,
okay,
tenor line, the G doesn't show a natural sign like it did in measure 3.
Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah.
But it is a natural.
It is a natural, correct. So for our Sweet Adeline singers, we usually put in the courtesy one.
Right.
So do like you did for measure 3.
Yep.
You can create it the same way. So did you know that in speedy entry, I can push the bracket key button to move that box to the next measure. So, on your computer keyboard, right beside the letter P, there's a bracket that faces left, and then the next key is a bracket that faces right. If I push the right one, watch my box. It goes to the next measure. Or if I push the left one, it goes back a measure. So that's a good thing, a handy thing to have. And if you look at measure 15, the tenor note is underneath the lead. So technically, we put an X there, but it's helpful for reading it if they're not right underneath each other. So if you go to the Tools menu and you click on Advanced Tools and then Special Tools, Note Position. I'm going to change the note position in that measure. So there's a handle there. I need to be in layer 2 because it's the lead note that I want to, oh no, that's layer 1, the tenor note. Whenever there are two on top of each other or seconds, you want the lower note to be farther to the right. So if I highlight that handle, I can push my right arrow key and just move it a little bit, So we want to move it at least like that so they can see that. And then we'll put an X up there, which will show you how to do that after we get the notes in.
I had a question about those note palettes. I keep 2 of them open on the right side, the ones I use the most.
Yes.
And that's one of them, the note mover and the beam angle and all that. I have 2 computers. I've got my desktop and my laptop, which I travel with.
Okay.
On my laptop, I cannot get those to stay. When I'm done using it, it closes itself. And I've looked all over for the settings. How do I make that stay?
Yeah.
On the laptop. On my desktop, they stay. They come with me from document to document.
Right. So one thing you could do if you customize your template and you open them up on your template and save that as a Finale template, they'll stay there. But they should stay there every time. But then you'd have to.
Strange.
That is strange. In fact, I've noticed that too. When I went to a laptop, they never stay. And so I learned that I set up my template that way to have those open.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one thing. There's probably another way. So I'm gonna write that down so I can look that up for you and send it to you at another time. Yeah.
So
I found sometimes is when you create some kind of what am I looking for? For heaven's sake, I'm drawing a blank on the word I'm looking for. When you create something in one of those dialog boxes that you can select, like where the fermatas are and the thing, and you create something.
Yes.
It doesn't stay. It stays with the document, but when I open another document, I've got to go do it again.
Right.
Like if I've created the word intro or I've created the word tag or whatever.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to stay from document to document.
You're right.
A way to make it do that.
So what you do is you need to save it in the template.
The template. So I've got to pretty much customize the template completely.
Yes. That's the best way. And then it's always there every time. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to think. Your question was, look up why doesn't, let's see, the special tools tool menu stay open when I'm done using it. Okay, I'm gonna look that up and send that to you.
Don't take time from the class.
Oh, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm making a list of questions, and then I'm sure there's an answer there. And so
there is.
After the class, I'll look it up and I'll try to send you. I'll send you something that says there's no way to do it, or here's the answer.
It's
Yeah,
probably in front of my nose and it will bite me, but I haven't found it yet.
probably. I mean, I have noticed that same thing. Yeah.
Would you share it with all of us once you figure
Oh,
once you figure it out?
absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
So if you, yep, any question that we come up with, I will share it with everyone. Yep. 15, 16. Let's see, where are we now? How you doing there? That must be all the farther I got. Let's see. Hmm. There it is.
If I'm on the Speedy.
Yeah.
And I'm on a note, on the first count of the measure. And I put the note in there, why does it, and I hit the 5 for a quarter note. Why does it hop to the next measure instead of letting me finish the other 2?
Do you have too many beats in that measure?
Nope, I'm doing it on the first beat.
Okay.
And I hit my 5 for the quarter note.
Right.
And then it hops right into the next measure instead of doing the second and the third beat.
Wow, that's weird. And did it leave rest in the measure where you were?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Over.
Let's go up and click on your time signature tool. And then click in that measure. Is it still saying that it's 3 beats in that measure?
Yeah, because I've got the other 3 notes in my lead. I'm adding my tenor to it.
Oh, that's weird. So did you switch layers?
Yep.
You're in the tenor layer. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can look at your screen and so we can figure it out. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to stop. Yep, stop share. Okay, do you know how to share your screen? What to do on Zoom to share it?
Can you see it or not?
Yes, I can.
Probably see everything else too.
Okay, so it looks to me that you put all the lead notes in layer 1 and you put the tenor notes in layer 1.
Nope, I had the other ones. I switched it down here to 1 when I started again.
Okay, let's go up to the document menu.
Let me get
up at where the words are to the left.
Okay.
Yeah, click on there. Go down to the bottom where it says document options. Click on that. Find layers. Click on that. Good. Okay, layer 1 says up, 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 up. Okay, now go up to layer 2 and switch it to layer 2. Let's see what it says. Layer 2 should say down, down, down. Yes, it does. That is very strange. Okay. All right, so click out of there. Okay, actually.
Because I was right here.
Okay, so take a look. Do you see how all your notes, the lead notes and the tenor notes, they're all black? None of them
they all. Go ahead.
That's because you did it all in the same layer.
Okay. So I must have switched it at a certain point, but it didn't do everybody.
Maybe. Go back to click and measure 1. Let's see.
That doesn't make sense.
Because I switched it when I was halfway through putting in my lead.
Okay. Well,
I did not highlight it all and then put it in it.
Right, because well, no, that shouldn't have mattered when you change layers. but I don't know what you did, but looking at it, I can see that all of the lead notes and all of the tenor notes that you have so far, they are all in layer 1.
Okay, so this would be highlighted 1 and 2 if it wasn't. Would that be correct?
No, okay, push on 2. Click on 2 once down there. Now, do you see how that box is gray instead of dark
Yep.
black?
Yep.
And that shows me that, oh, you're not in the, nothing's in layer 2 right now.
Oh.
So
okay.
what I would do right now is, while those gray notes are there, I would enter it right now. Put a 6 there,
Put a what?
a number 6 on your computer keyboard. Push 6, and now push 5. Okay, now move your arrow key down to the F space and push 5. Move your arrow key. Yep, 5. And that's okay. Keep going down to C. 5. There you go.
Okay.
Keep doing that and fix all those. And then we'll have to erase them out of the other layer.
Okay. Okay. I'll stop sharing and then you can go back to yours.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Oops. Oh, I forgot to mute myself. Sorry.
What is it you click on to make a note as sharp? You're muted.
I'm sorry. You push the plus key. Put your cursor on the note and push the plus key. And it raises it half a step.
The S key will also work.
Oh, yeah, that's for
But
sure.
I pushed the plus key and it inserted a tie. That's why I was thinking maybe in Speedy I was doing something wrong.
You have to have your cursor right on the note head.
So if I put the note in and now I want to sharp it,
Yes.
yeah, because when I did the natural, I was already in the next measure and I hit N and it put the natural where it belonged.
Right, right.
This one I hit plus and it put a tie in. That was the weirdest thing.
Okay, so
Sure, I'll try the S.
well, you use the equal sign. That's why. If you want to use the plus key, you have to hold down the shift key to make it be plus.
I'm working on the number keyboard.
Oh, on the number keyboard, you should just push plus and it should be.
Yeah, it should be. It didn't. Okay.
Huh. That's weird. Let me try
I've had
that.
a couple of other weird things happen, and when I cleared out the measure and started again, it was fine. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It just has glitches sometimes.
Glitches, yeah. All right, so let's put in Mm-mm.
How's everybody doing? Everybody get did you get all 4 parts in up to say like measure 16? Okay.
Told us to go to 36, so I've
Okay.
done tender and lead to 36, and I've done berry to 20 or 18. So
Yeah, you must be using speedy entry, right?
I am not. I've never used speedy entry.
Wow, you're fast. Good for you. It's all what you get used to. Yeah. Good for you. So did you know that if you hold down the shift key and you tap on the quotation marks key, it'll change the layers for you when you're in speedy entry. So if you look at the little numbers down in my bottom left-hand corner, when I push the quote key, it changes to 2, it toggles to 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little shortcut thing.
That's why I came to this class. I've been wondering what their shortcut is for that forever.
Yes. Yes, that's
Pick up something if you know,
yep.
if I didn't know it already, I'd learn something. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Did you ever enter a note and oh, you forgot you put beat 3 on beat 2? There's a way to insert that note in between. Oh, that one, I loved that one because when I messed up, then you don't have to erase the whole thing and start again.
Jean, you said shift and quote for
Yes.
the change layer. For some
Yes.
reason, I can't get that to work.
Well, you have to be in speedy entry and you have to have the box open
Oh, got it. Okay.
and then it'll work. Yeah. Whoa. Hello there. There we go.
And when you do that, it's not actually moving the note to those layers. It's just opening a different layer for you.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Jean, did you say you hit the back arrow to insert another note?
If you want to insert it, you have to put the insert key. So let's say I'm going to measure, I'm in the speedy entry, and let's say I want to make it a dotted quarter note and then insert an 1/8 note in there. So when you insert it, it's going to insert it the beat before wherever your cursor is. It's going to insert it to the left of that. So let's say I want to insert it, an 1/8 note right there. I hold down my control key and right beside the delete key, it says INS on your computer keyboard. Oh wait, function. You got to push the function key. Sorry, the
Function. Okay.
function key, and then it says INS, and then look what the cursor does. You see how it changed the cursor?
Yeah.
That's how I know it's going to insert something now. So then let's say if I want to put a G in there, then I'm going to move my up and down arrows because I want the note that I'm going to insert to be a G. And then I push the rhythm. So 1/8 note is a 4. So then if I push the 4, it put it in there. And my biggest problem is I forget to uninsert it and then everything gets messed up. So when you're done, you got to push the function key again and the insert and take that away, right?
What does the V1 stand for?
That's voice 1 and voice 2. You can put 2 different voices in one layer.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that was a wonderful thing to learn how to do.
Yeah, the men tend to put 2 voices in one layer, I've noticed.
Yeah. Or sometimes, we have if you ever been to the end of the song and it's 5 or 6 notes because you want to do something jazzy.
Record, yeah. Mhm.
What happened? Did my recording stop? Uh-oh, I hope not.
Shows it's still recording on mine.
Okay, good. Because I hid my tools so I couldn't tell for sure. All right. So how you doing? Has everybody completed up through measure 16 at least? Because I don't want to run out of time for some of the stuff I want to show you.
No, go on ahead. That's fine. For
Okay.
me, anyway. Don't have to have all the notes entered to pay attention. That's
Okay.
fine.
All right. So does everyone know that in Finale, there's a difference between using a tie marking or a slur marking? Right? So if you put a slur mark in where it's supposed to be tied, when the computer plays the line, it's going to repeat the note, where if it's tied, it's going to sound like a tied note. So, oh shoot, I'm trying to see. Oh, that's just a tie there. Where is there one? Oh, measure 23 to 24. Okay, let me find that. When I look at measure 23 to 24, I see that what kind of marking should be there for the tenor, a tie or a slur?
A slur.
Yes,
Slur.
a slur, because it's 2 different pitches. Some people get mixed up and say, well, they're both A's, even though one's an A flat and one's an A natural. Don't get mixed up like that, because it's changing pitch. You want it to be a slur, which is up here, right as everyone worked with this smart shape tool. And it tells you double click to make a slur. So if I want the slur to start in measure 23. If I just double click, it'll automatically make the slur shaped the right way. Right? If I have a slur, you know how sometimes you have a slur that goes over like 3 notes? So we'll do it here for the lead line, even though,
Like in measure 46.
Yeah. I don't have the notes in there for measure 46, but yes, when you have it more than 1, see, like right here, even though that's not really written in the music, then because it's going to go farther than just the next note, I'm going to double click and drag. And if I double click and shoot, am I still in the slur? There we go. Double click and drag until the last note in the slur is highlighted. You see how it's highlighted? And then if I let go, it's going to make the shape the right distance, the right spacing, and everything. And so that's a great thing to have. Yeah.
But it doesn't really affect the way Finale plays it, right?
Correct. It'll play all 3 notes. Yeah.
Right.
So when you have a slur marking, it's going to play all 3 notes. If it's tied, it won't play that second note if it's the same pitch. Yeah. Yeah. So everyone's all clear on what the difference between that is, right? Okay. Go back to, I'm so big on the screen, I can't find myself. Let's see, the next thing I want to do is measure 11 to 12. Okay. That's the next page here, I guess. Oh, shoot, it's at the bottom of the first page. This is so big, I can't see it.
You could probably step it down 1 step and it would still be visible to us and easier for you.
True. good grief, I don't want that. That's all right. Let me find it, then I'll blow it back.
Bracket, oh, I was like control minus or control plus is what makes it bigger or smaller.
Thank you, thank you. See, I don't use that very much, so okay, minus a little bit. Oh, yeah, we don't want to go all the way back to where it was. There, maybe that'll help. Can you still see that okay?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right, so there's a measure from 11 to 12. I don't have the notes in there yet. Let's see. 11 is a B flat to F. I'm going to put in the dash lines. I'm sure you've all had experience doing that, I would guess.
Yes.
Come on now. Okay. So there's the baseline, and you see, like in measure 11, the melody transfers from the lead to the bass, and then it goes back to the lead, right? So that's in this Smart Shape tool. And so you look for the dashed line, which is on here. There it is. And so now when I click and drag, I'm going to click from the lead note to the bass note. And it makes a dashed line. And then you can space it however you want, because if you do this, if you highlight the handle there in the middle, now there are two little handles on the end of each of, and so you can adjust it how you want for the melody to go there, and then it's going to go back up to the lead. And so it would go back up like this, and because it's going to the next music line, then I would put a little dash line there too. But does everybody know how to, have you ever done one of those before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So I'm at the end of the score. My 11 is at the end of the score, like it is.
Right.
So I don't try to go to the next note. I just
Right.
visually draw it.
Right. You would just, let me move that. So it's like that. It would go like that.
Oops.
Right.
Where's the
Is that what you mean? Because you have to go to the next music line?
Yeah, but
Okay.
my dash is when I try to do that, I've got the dash clicked.
Uh-huh.
It's making a box and then it goes away. It's not drawing the line.
You have to double click.
You have to double click and hold it down and drag. So you go click, hold it down, and drag.
Not working.
Okay.
Double click it.
Yeah.
Double
Boom.
click where on the
You always
note.
have
Where you're
to be in the
starting
right
your
layer,
dotted
right?
line. So double click on that note
You
and
have to
then
be
pull
in
it
the
down
correct
to the
layer.
base note.
Okay, because there's no note there, probably, huh?
there is a note there.
Are you in the right
It's just-
layer?
Did you get your
Oh,
right
I'm not in
side
the right- I'm
elements?
not in the right layer. That's it.
Does it matter on layers?
It
Yeah.
shouldn't.
I don't think it
It
does.
did for me.
Oh, maybe it,
It
yeah.
only worked when I switched to the right
When
layer.
you're in the correct layer. Wow. Because
I couldn't get that at first, and it's just like a style. You develop the feel for it. It's kind of
right. But
Not working. It's just making a box and then it's disappearing.
okay, so share your screen with us. Do you know how to do that?
I do.
Yeah, good. All right.
Okay. So I'm in layer 2, the lead,
Okay. Yeah.
and I've clicked the dotted line over here,
Uh-huh.
and now I double click. That's what it does.
Ah. Okay. I'll tell you what, go to
Oh,
the
it worked
Yeah.
finally.
yes,
okay.
because you have to stay in the staff. Yeah. You know,
Okay.
like if you went out in the margin at all. Yay!
Okay.
I'm glad it worked.
Thank you.
Great. So everybody knows how to do that. And everybody knows how to put an X above the tenor note. By the way, which tool do you use to do that?
I use text, but I don't
Okay.
know if that's right.
Right. That's one of the things we were going to do in this class, the difference between using the text tool or the smart shape tool. When you use the text tool to make that X, if you have to change your measures around, the X is going to stay right where you put it. So let's see, what measure has that? Measure 15. Okay, let me see. I want to show you what I'm talking about here. So let's say, so right here is supposed to be an X. So if I put it in the text tool, and then I make an X, that's one way to do it. Then it has a handle that you can, line it up wherever you want to. But let's say I got my whole song done, or when I put the words in, this is too squishy, so I have to move measure 15 down to the next. Oh no, it'd be measure 16. I have to move measure 16 down to the next line. So if I do that, that means measure 15 is going to move over now. Okay, so when I do that, the X stayed right where it was. Do you see how the X did not move with it?
Yeah.
So whenever you use the text tool for anything, you have to keep in mind that if you change your measures around, that whatever you created with the text tool is going to stay right where you put it. Okay? So if I use so I'm going to take that away. Oh, come on now. Ding, ding, ding. Oh yeah, I moved it. There we go. So if I use the Smart Shape tool, which is the
Articulation.
yeah, it's articulation. You're right. I hit the wrong one, did I? If I use either the articulation tool or the expressive tool, then it'll be in there. See, I think I set up my tool to have I put my X in the expression tool because I created it that way. I customized my own template so that it's always there. Okay, so anytime you use the expression tool or the articulation tool, it will travel with the measure. So if I use this X and I put it there and I can, move it around here. Now, if I have to move my measures, if I take measure 16 and put it down in the next line, watch when measure 15 moves, the X moves with it. See how it did that? So if you're ever moving your stuff around and it doesn't line up right, that's probably because you used the wrong tool to enter it.
So I've got mine in I forget whether it's one or the other. What I'm interested in is how did you move that measure 16 down to the next line? Do you drag it? I have not done that.
Okay, so I'm in the selection tool.
Yeah.
And it only works with the measures that are on the end. Okay,
okay,
the end of the staff, and I want to move it down to the next line. So I highlight the measure and push the down arrow on my computer keyboard, and it jumps down to the next one.
How cool is that?
Okay. Or
can you do multiple measures at the same time if you highlight two?
Yes. Well, wait. There's another way to do that. Hold on. No, this only moves the measures on the end. So if I wanted to move this measure back up to where it was, I push the up arrow key and it puts it back to the line above it. So
that's very cool.
So if you want to move a lot of them, let's say there's another tool over here. If I want to have my whole song only have 3 measures in each line, then I can set that up.
That's what I've done.
Yeah.
Or select arrange to have only 4 in. That's how I've done it. And that's more time consuming than just taking one and moving it down. That's very cool.
So this only works when they're on the end, but it still is faster.
But you can highlight like the last 2 measures of the end and move them down. You can do more than one at a time if they're
that work?
But
that works.
Oh, let's see. Oh, yay!
Oh, yeah. Very cool. That's 2 things I got today that I didn't know about. Yay.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
So the template we're working on right now, that's the template that you created.
Yes.
So if I wanted to put an X in expression, how do I do that? Or is the X automatically there already?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Or if you create it for one song, it'll be there. But if you don't put it in your customized template, then the next time you open a new template, for a new song, it won't be there again.
So how do you create it?
Okay, so I use the expression tool and I click somewhere, this box comes up and it says create an expression.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I click on there and then I can put my X on there, and then I can use whatever font. I can change the font. I can have it be bold or not bold. When I'm all done, then I click OK. Then it's in a box,
Oh,
and so then it's there.
thank
And
you.
then I moved it up. I was tired of looking down at the bottom. So there's an up arrow right here. I put it up at the top of my list because I discovered I use that X more often than this other stuff,
Oh, cool. That's very good. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So I put it
So
way up at the top of my list.
can you?
How'd you get that box?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Okay.
How do you
So
get the expression box?
first you have to you get into expression tool, then you have to double click a note, to make the box come up.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And
That's
all
great.
that has to be done and saved in your template if you want it to show up the next time.
Yes, right.
You
So
have all these things set up in this template that you gave us or not?
Yes, I customized it for.
That's
The
okay
X,
if we
I
keep
don't
that and use it?
Was
Yes.
the X there though? I
Okay.
don't think the X was in there, was it?
Because
Or
there's
it was maybe.
Because you've got
I-
all the chorus
It-
one,
it
chorus
is in
two, and
there.
all the things
Yeah,
that I've recreated, in different documents.
right. And I already I included that in my customized template, so that every time I start a new song, that stuff is there. What I don't
I tried to-
remember, Cheryl,
I
I
tried
might.
to do that one
Yeah.
time, and it wouldn't let me enter stuff like that because I had no notes in my template. How did you get all that in there without actually having score?
Because what I did was I put a note in there to do that. So like I would go, here's a new document.
But actually put information into it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I would just put in I just put in, what's it doing? Oh, now it's acting weird.
Okay. Anyway, that's what you did.
Yeah,
And then
I put the
and
notes in
afterwards,
to put that in, and then I erase the notes
then you take it out. Okay. All right. So, okay. Very cool.
Cool. All right. So what else can I help you with that's going to help everybody here?
Did you say that you're going to send us something about when I put in, change the note positions and things like that, and they don't stay? Is there a way to fix that? They won't stay there, if I go on and do something else and I go back, well, it's changed that?
Are you talking about when there's a second, an interval of a second?
Yes, something like that, right, something like that, or the note, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a place, I did that in the customized template too. There's a place about spacing, let's see. I'd have to look that up again. So I'll put it in my notes.
But it's in this template already?
Yes, in this template, it's already set up for the seconds. It's taken away something. Music spacing, was it? Avoid collision. Yeah.
Lyrics.
Okay, yes, let's do lyrics before we run out of time, huh? All right. Any other questions before we start lyrics?
Jean, Jean, I apologize. I wasn't here on time. My husband and I just got back from a trip, and I rushed him to try to get here by 7.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you already go? So I apologize if you already did this, but did you go over how to save your custom template?
Okay, it's in one of the handouts.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay,
Thanks.
there's a thing there that it gives an example of some of the stuff that I have saved. And the whole bottom line is, the trick is when you go to save it, you have to save it as a template. Don't save it as a MUSX. If you click on there, there's a place that says Finale template file. So when you go to save it, you got to save it like that. And then what I normally do is save it like to my desktop or something. Then I go back and I open up my template folder and then drag it into that folder. So that's what we do for that part. Yeah.
So if you named it the same way the female barbershop template is named in there, would it just overwrite it?
Yes. Because when you do that, it'll say, do you want to change it? Do you want to replace it? And you click
Yes, I do.
Then you click yes. Okay. So let's talk about lyrics. Go back to page 1. Now, there are several, there are a couple of different ways you can put the lyrics in. You can type them right. So first of all, when you're going to do the lyrics for the lead line, you have to make sure you're in the lead layer. So I'm in layer 2. Okay. So I can go up to the lyric tool, which looks like a little pen. Oops, I think my this is covering it up. Where did it go? There it is. Oh, they changed what it looks like in this new one. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so I can do, once I'm on that tool, I can go to the lyrics menu and it's set up, the default is it's set up to type into score. So I could click on the first lead note. Oh, and there's the cursor down there, and I could start typing in the lyrics. Take me out to, oops, not that, to the ball game. Oh, it's 2 separate words. Okay, so it shouldn't be hyphenated. Okay, so now it's not lined up right, but there's arrows over here. You click and drag the arrow that's farthest to the left to put it, to make the spacing right. Okay. When I type in the score like that, it ends up coming up in a lyrics box like this. Okay, that's what I typed in so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see, they don't have game capitalized. Oh, wait, they had ball capitalized. If I can also just type, this is what I do because it's faster. I type in all the lyrics in this little box right here. So I type, I use the space for the next word, out to the crowd. Then I usually screw up my typing. You have to go back and fix it. And then it says the crowd buy me some peanuts. You see how this I have to put in the hyphen when I'm typing it in this box, right? And cracker. Oh, it's another hyphen. Check. Okay, so that's how far I got so far. All right. So what I can do, instead of typing it into the score, I'm going to just take that out for a minute. No, I'll just go from there. I'm at ball game. All these little boxes up here tells you what the different things do. And so, why does that keep popping up? Go away. What happened there? Get back to this. There we go. Cancel that. All right. I'm on game now. So I'm going to put my cursor on game. Now I can hold down the shift key and click on that next note. Nope, didn't do it. Oh, that must be, wait, layer 2. Oh, I wonder, oh wait, I have to be up here for click assignment. This one's called click assignment. Then I click right there and it puts all the, oh, and it didn't do it. Wait, I got to go back to 100 for a minute till I get this lined up right. That maybe that's different in this version. To the ball game, take
8 for some reason on that window.
Oh, it's in verse 8. doesn't need to be, yeah, see that's a blooper in the template I set up. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna, so look at this, I messed up all the words, so I can clear this out. I'm gonna ask it to erase all the lyrics. I can go up to utilities. Let's see, no, edit. Yeah, clear selected items. And then this box comes up. I'm going to say clear none. Don't clear anything. But then I'm going to say clear the lyrics. And then it leaves all the notes there, but the lyrics are gone. Yay! And I type, yes?
I have a question about those little arrows, the 4 arrows. You said you go all the way to the left one, but I was thinking that the 4 arrows applied to the layers, but
No, it doesn't. Yeah. So I'm going to explain that part right now. Okay. As soon as we type in the words here. So I'm going to put in they keep doing a capital E, me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. The crowd. Boom. Okay. So this little arrow right here, it says click assignment. Click assignments means I can click on each note and the word will go there. So I can click on the first lead note, the next lead note, the next lead note, like that. Or I can click on, I hold down the control key. So let me undo that again now. I can hold down the control key or Apple command key if you're on a Mac. And if I click on that first note, it's going to make all the lyrics are going to go in right away. Watch, this is so fun. Yay! Oh, look what it did. Isn't that cool?
How did you get that box to come up to type it in?
It's in the lyrics tool. It's called the lyrics window.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that box. Yeah.
And what did you use? Control what to make it go?
I held down the control key and then I just clicked on the first note, the first lead note, because it's in the lead.
Oh, yeah, how cool.
Yeah. Okay, so now those 4 arrows we were talking about, there they are. Each arrow means a different thing, but it doesn't mean the different layers. Okay. The arrow that's farthest to the left moves the lyric line on the whole document. So watch, if I want to move this line a little lower, it's going to move it on the second one and the third one too. Watch. See, it moves how it moves everything, right? So that's what the one farthest to the left does. Okay. And then sometimes, you know how sometimes you have a little baritone blip that they have to put in some lyrics. So maybe this might be down too low. So I wonder if this was a blooper in the old one. Let's see. Oh, see, it still is. Okay. So the third arrow over from the left only moves that one staff. You see what I did there? When I'm on that third arrow, it's going to move all the lyrics in this staff that I'm in. But the staff above it is not going to move.
Oh, those.
Okay. And then the last one is supposed to, I've never gotten this to work though. The last one is supposed to only move one word in that line. But I could never get that to work, which means I have to do some more research to figure out how to do
Maybe
that.
you have to click on the note that it's attached to first.
Oh, maybe. Let me try that. If I click on there, oh, that's probably it. Yeah. Well, it did move a little bit. No, it really didn't, did it? Huh.
No, it
Oh,
didn't.
wait, I forgot to click it again. Oh, there. Oh, look what it did. Okay, undo.
Twinsies.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Okay, so what if I wanted it to go there? And I go like that. And then I can erase it by doing that selection tool and hit delete. Oh, that deleted all of them. Never mind. Okay, So anyway, the ones that I use all the time for that, I just use the one farthest to the left to set up the whole line. And then I use the third one over to move on one of the lines. Oh, look at this. Because I haven't finished the lyrics, it did a word extension all the way over to here. Crowd, way over to there. So when I go back to the lyrics, this one says word extensions. Then there's a handle on there. I delete it and that'll go away. Phew. Okay, so now this was just for entering the lead line.
Jean,
Yes.
quick question. Could you, the second one from the left, what was that again? I didn't quite get that.
Well, I haven't figured that out.
Oh, I think it's a mystery. Nobody knows.
Yeah. You know, I've gone and I've read all about those arrows, and what I discovered in trying to make it work is I don't even use that arrow. They each mean a different thing. It's supposed to be the one farthest to the left does the whole document. Maybe the second one in does the whole page, and maybe not the next page. That's probably what it is. And then the third one is supposed to move the whole line, only one line. And then the fourth one is only supposed to move one word. Yeah. So for a barbershop, I usually just use the two arrows. Okay, so now, do you see in measure 5? There's an extra lyric for the basses, take. Right? Oh, we have 52 seconds. We at 9 o'clock already? We're at the wrap up already. Oh, I talk too much. You have to go to, say, like verse 2. Then I would type in you have to go to a different verse for the lead. You know, I usually do verse 2 for tenor lyrics. And then I'd use verse 3 for baritone lyrics. And then I use, I mean, you can set it up however you want. But the point is, you have to use a different verse for the lyrics that have to go on the different parts. So here's the bass one. And it has take. We're going to get cut off. And then I have to be in the bass layer. I don't have my word in there, so that's not going to work anyway. Let's go put take right here. Take. Oh, click assignment. There we go. Take. And then you use the hey. Well, of course we never got done because I talked too much. So
we actually got more done in our beginner class than we were supposed to. So
oh, great.
We got into some lyrics entry and a few other things, but we were in the middle of a question that you might be able to answer, Jean.
Okay.
The question was brought up, has Sweet Adelines or other barbershop organizations ever investigated whether or not we can purchase Finale as an educational entity? Do they give discounts to that?
Yes. It used to be like that if you ordered it through Sweet Adelines, you could do that. I haven't looked into that lately, but I'll put that on my list of questions and we'll find out. Okay.
Got my first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then after that, I just took advantage of whatever sale they were having to upgrade.
Yes.
And that's how I got my first one, was through Sweet Adelines.
Yes. And so I'm guessing you can still do that, but I will double check that. And every once in a while they have a sale. You know, if you get on their Finale newsletter during COVID, they had, I don't think it was 3 days long or something, where everybody could buy the whole thing for $99, which was unbelievable.
I think that sale is still going on, Jean.
Really? Oh my gosh.
I think it is. Yeah, I got an email not that long ago saying that they had extended it indefinitely. So I think it's $99 now.
Oh wow.
Somebody should forward the email to us, because I mean, I saw the $99 for military, educational, and religious organizations.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. I'll send the link. We'll get the link to Jean and Janet and Sherry, and we'll share that. Yeah.
Because if it's for educationally, you know, you should be able to do that.
Yeah, they should be able to make a plea for that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other thing I need to make sure, Cleo did not get the email with the Zoom link and the handouts.
Oh.
So can we make sure that she gets those handouts, please?
So Cleo, can you put your email address in the chat? And then Sherry, would you copy that down?
She was on the list, and I sent it to everybody on the list. So
I wonder if sometimes
I don't know if it went into her spam or what, but I did send them, and I sent her the link again today.
Oh. Okay.
And I will double check to make sure that I did find somebody else who had mistyped their email address into the list, but I didn't double check. I just replied to Cleo today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to check to make sure on the list that I got to see if maybe there was a letter that was reversed or something like that.
Right.
But I didn't get a undeliverable bounce back about it. So
okay. We'll check into that then.
I will try sending her. I will reply to the one that she sent me, and I'll do a reply and send her all the handouts.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, about finale price. All right, we're looking that up. I'm writing my notes here. Okay.
We have a question in chat that says, I wonder if we can go over this next time to get shifting lyrics to work properly.
To do shifting lyrics? Okay, we could probably show you real quick right now, just for a moment.
I actually said if we could do that next time, because I know we're time's up.
All right. All right. I can also,
if you have to add a note and then shift the lyrics over, I tear my hair out about that sometimes.
well, there's a real quick thing I can show you. Okay, so here's the lyrics. So let's say, oh, this isn't working right. So in that little text box, we went on the lyric tool, and then this lyric window box. One of these things says shift. You could do it right there, or you could do it in the menu. And so let's say if I need to shift the lyrics to the right, so we can fit another word in there, then it says you can choose right or left. And then I'm going to say shift all the notes to the end of the lyric, which means it'll shift everything after it. Let's say we're going to put one right here. What I have to do is make sure you're in the lead layer, and then you click on the lead note. Oh, wait, I have to click OK. And it's not working. What did I do wrong here? That's weird. Shift.
Is it because you're in verse 4?
Oh, probably. Well, oh, that was the base one. Yeah. Let me go back to this one. There. Thank you. And then you just click on that, and it's going to move everything over.
So you just click on it. Okay. All right.
So wherever you want to put
that
the
must
word.
have been where I messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Click on the note. But what I do a lot is I'm in the wrong layer, then it doesn't work. Just like it just did.
Oh, it's too easy to do that.
Yeah. So if they get messed up and you got to go to the left, then so when you're clicking to the right, you click right on the word you want to change. When you click to the left, you got to click on the empty note to make it go back. Yeah.
Lyrics are tricky.
Thank you.
Yeah, they are tricky. Yep. All right. Are there any other last minute questions we can maybe answer real quick? So my question to all of you is, are you interested in having more finale stuff like this?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It was great. I learned about 3 new things that I wasn't working with.
Yay! Yeah, okay. That's good. It's nice to be able to have that. And so the good part is if you put the trial finale on your computer, you have 30 days that you can play around with it. And you can save stuff, you can print stuff, even after the 30 days, you can still play around with it, but it won't save anything and it won't print anything. But it's a wonderful way to get used to the program and to find out all the things about it. And I think everybody has my email address in one of those emails, because if you ever have a question about anything, you can just send me the question, and I can explain it and send an email back to you. If it's something a little more complicated than that, we can set up a one-on-one Zoom session to show you how to do it, where I would share my screen just like we did tonight to do stuff. Okay.
Can you tell us real quick how to print? Or is that how if you were to put in a piece and you want to print it out just to see what it looks like?
Yes.
Or I can text you.
You can do that for the next 30 days. You can print something and see what it looks like. Yeah. So there's, you just under the file menu.
Okay.
So right, if I go to the file menu, it says right here, print. And it brings up my printer. Of course, I have it set on let's make a PDF. But if I put it on my printer, then it will print. Yeah, cool. And another cool thing is, you can't send a Finale file to somebody else's computer. You can send it, but they can't open it unless they have Finale. But you could send it to them as a PDF, and then they could open it. Okay. So
Can you show me how to do a print preview? Under an older version, it would automatically do the print preview, but under this most recent version, I don't see a print preview option.
Wow. I don't know that answer. Do you know that answer, Jan? I don't know if you can.
I don't.
So I can print it I can say I want to make a PDF out of it.
Right, but if I just want to see an image of it before I send it to my printer.
Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Let me think. No, I guess it really doesn't, does it? Yeah. I know in other programs.
If you hit OK, does it just start printing or does it show the preview then?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if it'll show the preview.
It just starts printing.
Oh yeah.
You can export it to a PDF.
Export to a PDF.
If you go to setup, is there a print preview option in there?
No, that's what I was hoping to get out of this class, because the only option I have right now is to save it to a PDF, and I don't want to have all these PDFs in my drive, and I don't want to have to go back and delete them all. I just want to see it before I print it.
Let's look at printer page setup. Oh, that didn't do it either. Okay.
Ask the support people. The support people have been wonderfully helpful to me over the years. You send them an email, and sometimes you attach like a screenshot from your music if it's something like that, and they have responded within days. If you were just to say, how do I see a print preview, they could tell you.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm going to look that up for you and try to answer it for you. And if it's not there, then we'll I'm writing it down.
It says Finale's page view is also a print preview.
Say that again.
It says at this point your score and part's ready to print. Finale's page view is also a print preview. The way your music displays on the screen now is how it will print.
Right. Thank you. Yes. So what we have here, but I had it up to 200%. You can always on the view, you can zoom to fit in the window. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Zoom to fit in the window. Then you can see what the page is going to look like. Would that be helpful? Or not quite the same?
It's not quite the same. I guess I'm just spoiled because I'm used to having the print preview.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of like the print preview to look at it because you can see the whole page. But yeah, that's what it would be. Then the other thing you could do is if I do a PDF, let me see. That doesn't show it either. That just saves it as a PDF. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can look at it, but then you can delete it. But yeah, I think this would be the closest thing they have. But I wrote the question down, and I will look into that. And if I don't find an answer, I'll try to get one from them. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a question. Does if Finale offers any type of reading off of a PDF? So, for example, if you were to save it to a PDF and then you sent the PDF and they had Finale, would they be able to read the PDF and open it in any way?
If they say it again.
Does it have? Do you know if Finale offers recognition of the score? So if in other words, could we take a PDF and then turn that into a Finale file?
Oh, well,
and open it.
There's a way you're supposed to be able to scan it, and then it'll come up on Finale. I haven't tried that for several years because with all the shop things, it doesn't really transfer everything. But
are you asking if it's OCR enabled?
Yes.
Basically? Okay.
Yeah, well, basically, but I was even thinking, I mean, if you've got one of these files, and we were to save what we did today, for example, and then I sent it off to somebody, would they be able to take that PDF and then open it as a, and reverse engineer it, basically?
They would need a different software like Music Score.
Okay.
But if they have Finale, if you said they had Finale, then you would send them the Finale file.
Right, if they have Finale, you can send it as a Finale file and they can open it. Yeah.
Right.
But if not, yeah. So the other option would be to scan the PDF and then you can open it in a Finale file. But what has happened in the past, because each layer is, we use 4 different layers and stuff, it doesn't transfer all of it. And so it was more of a pain to fix it than it was to just read it from scratch and enter it again. But I haven't checked that in years. Have you checked that at all, Jan?
They had disabled it in one version. I used to have a version where you could scan and it did a crummy job. If you one little mistake and it put 16th notes in and your whole score was misaligned. And then in the next version, they said, we don't offer the scanning anymore.
Oh, okay. That very well could be. I haven't looked for years.
Yeah, it looks like there was like a copyright issue because people were taking PDFs and altering. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Everything
never worked
changed
very
with-
well anyhow. You had to buy some kind of upgrade to make it work better, and it was pricey. So
right.
I tried it once or twice, and it's easier to put the notes in.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, do you want to, how is this time slot to do Sunday evenings? Does that work pretty well for everybody? Because I wonder if we could set up another like Finale date. Yeah. So let's look at some calendars. Lynn, can you help out with some calendars and we can look and see if there's something available? Let's see. Oh, Lynn looked up, look in your chat and read about the price of Finale.
I feel like somebody else said they thought it was $99 forever, and I thought I saw an email to that effect too, but I'm looking for it and can't find it.
Yeah, the one I saw, it was only offered for like 3 days or a week or something, but then they did that again.
I just looked through my old Finale at the upgrade, and it was saying $99 if you're upgrading from another version.
Well, that's true, but if you don't have it to begin with,
I don't know about the full cost. It was
So you saw that it's $2.99 right now, Lynn? Wow, that's way cheaper than what I initially paid for mine. Unmute yourself, Lynn.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The $600 product is on sale for $299 right now, but it was only a few months ago. It was still $99 because I received an email saying it was still $99. I had already purchased it, so but I wasn't able to find that email. But it's gone off. Obviously, it's gone off sale. But I think they do that. Periodically they put it on sale, and so I'll just make sure that if I get an email from them, because I'm on their mail list, that we notify everyone.
That would be great. Yeah.
Do we want to try to?
Now, what we could do is try to do it within 30 days. And so then you already have all of this that we worked on tonight. You could still save it and we could continue from there. But if that doesn't work out, I certainly understand. Then you would just, download it again.
Do we, would April 30th work?
Yeah.
Because Jean, we had actually talked about an April date.
Yeah.
Because we were scheduled arranging in the first Saturday in June. So we did have April as a month we were looking at that we thought we could wiggle a little bit of another class in for April. So do we want to schedule?
Yes,
I know there's some contests and stuff the weekend of the 21, 22, 23. I don't know. Maybe is the 23rd better or the 30th better?
No, the 30th is better. I can't do the 23rd, but I could do the 30th.
Yeah.
But Jan, are you available that date, Jan?
Yes, I could do the 30th.
Oh, wow.
Now, will
Great.
that be a continuation of this current class, or is it going to be the same class again?
Well, we wouldn't make it exactly the same unless we start another beginning level, but we can make it a continuation of this or whatever it is that we can make it be whatever's going to be helpful to you. So we could do what we did today is we did 2 different levels at the same time.
Yeah.
And we could start like another beginner class and do a continue with what you learned today, or we can like continue. If we're going to do it April 30th, we can continue. Oh no, that's past the 30 days, isn't it? Oh, that's all right. You could download it again. We can continue with this. What do you prefer? I mean, it's up to what the students need, really.
Well, my concern is that I feel like I missed a lot of what you were demonstrating because I was putting the notes into my own finale and I had a really hard time. Okay, do I pay attention to her or do I pay attention to what I'm doing?
Yes, I see.
And I feel like I missed a whole lot of valuable stuff you were presenting because I was trying to get my part done.
That's shame on me. That's my fault. I will set it up differently so that doesn't happen again. But
I mean, for those of us that are intermediate, maybe we could put it in on our own time.
Yes, that's a good idea. And then
when we have the class, we can say, okay, what did you have troubles with? And have each person share their screen and see what they did differently so that we can learn from each other.
That sounds perfect.
Would that work? I mean, I'm not trying to start trouble here. I swear I'm not. But that was my only challenge is because I know you know things about finale that I don't.
Yeah.
But I was so busy trying to make sure I didn't get behind in entering my notes that I missed what you said.
Right.
And I don't want to miss your valuable knowledge.
Right. That was my fault.
The good news is you have a recording, right? Send the recording to us?
Yes. The recording will, once we get it, it has to convert and all that stuff. Then you can watch the recording and look at that too. But that's a very good point. And that was my fault for not setting it up the right way. Yeah.
So if we all entered this entire song into finale, or gave it the best shot we could, and then came back and said, "Here's where I crashed and burned."
Yeah. Great idea. Great idea. Let's do that.
The other thing that would be great, Jean, is just a tips and tricks finale thing. Because it's like the function insert and what do these 4 arrows mean? Those are the things that are like, yay, the skies opened up and the angel choir sang.
Yeah, okay.
And the clearing of the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that again, maybe in slow motion so I can try and retain it.
Right. Yes, that was great. Clear selected items. Yes. Okay. So yeah. All right. So how about if on April 30th we can have it be all one. Okay. We can have a class of tips and tricks, but everybody should see that. How do you think we ought to do this, Jan? I have to think on that.
Maybe instead of having the whole session as breakout groups, you can do half of it as breakout groups and the other half is like tips and tricks afterwards.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see both though, because there might be a tip and a trick I don't know.
Right,
no, I'm saying don't break it out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just do it as one whole class, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
it could just be 2 classes.
No, I just mean that you do it you can do the beginner and intermediate classes breakouts for an hour, and then the back hour is a Q&A session.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. What were you going to say, Jan?
I was going to say maybe we don't need to offer beginner next time.
That's true. Yeah. That might be a good thing, as we have a core group right here that we could continue. with that.
just continue with this core group because, quite frankly, this is a pretty big group.
Yeah.
And if we try to add more people to it right now, I think
Right.
it'll get a little unwieldy.
Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah. So maybe between Jan, you and I could like team teach and keep everybody in one big group, huh?
That'd be fine, because there's going to be questions that I can answer, but then there will be more advanced questions that are going to need to be thrown up the line to you.
Right. Yeah, that would be great. So how's that sound? Does that sound okay? We do that on the 30th?
Yes. Yeah, you can just call it finale tips and tricks.
Yeah, very good.
Will you record it again?
Yes, we will certainly record it.
I can't do the 30th. So if you record it, don't worry about it. I'm in a show with another chorus, so I won't be home by the evening. So
shoot. Yeah.
Record it. That's fine. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
I have a
two
question about the recording.
okay, say it again.
I said, I have a question about the recordings. You said in your email, you said you would post them on your website.
Yes.
And do you, in order to access them, do you have to be a member of that?
Yes, we have to write a note. So Jan, are you one of the bridge students? Sue, are you one of the bridge students?
I'm in region 2, so I'm not a member of your region.
Oh, so we can just email the links to you.
We can email the links to everybody that signed up for this class.
Oh, great. That would be wonderful.
That would be great.
Plus put them on on the 2 regions sites.
Okay. Okay.
Section.
Good.
Definitely we can do that.
That would be great. Yes. All right. Good question. Thanks.
So it's going to be the same thing, 7 to 9?
Yes. Does that work out okay to be 7 to 9? Yep. All righty. I will do that. And so do we want to just keep it to this group, or if there's somebody like there were 4 or 5 people that said they signed up, but then they couldn't do it. They could
there's more than we had 29 people actually signed up. Wow. So we were missing missing quite a few of them that totally they couldn't be here. But so considering how many we had here, that 29 did not include Lynn, Jan, and Jean.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think we ought to just keep it for now, just to this group. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Jan? Jan, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, unless the other ones can take me out to the ball game into finale before.
Oh, that's true. We could offer that.
They can they'll have access to the video, so they can kind of watch along.
They can watch the videos and then they'll be caught up.
Okay.
Cleo has her hand raised, and you're muted, Cleo.
Unmute yourself. There we go.
Will we have to download the finale again, and will it be free again for another 30 days?
Yes. So what it was in the past is, yes, it would be free again, but if you don't want to save anything or print anything, you can just keep on your computer what we have right now. Just know that you wouldn't be able to save it or print it. Otherwise, you can go and do that again. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few days ago on Finale, they did have if you're buying it, there was a window you could open up, and it gave you options if you're in music or whatever to check that box, and it was still $99.
Oh.
So if you qualify, I mean, in one of those areas, or if you are a Sweet Adeline, I don't know if there's an other box.
Right. We'll have to check.
I think International should do some, should do some horse trading on that and get us into that, because we are an educational organization.
Right. True. Yeah.
And look at the numbers of people it would open it up to.
Yes, for sure. Yep. Well,
I'm looking at that.
I'm looking at that window right now. And so it says, certify your acceptance of academic pricing requirements. I hereby certify that I qualify for academic pricing because I am and it gives you the options of teacher at a school, university or college, private music instructor, student at a school, college or university, religious institution representative, armed forces music program representative. That's the ones that it gives you thus far. So
yeah.
Is there an other there? Is there an other?
Nothing that
there's
says
no
other.
Good try.
No.
There was a couple days ago.
Yeah. Okay. I will check with Sweet Adelines and see if they, have how we can use. Because I know in other things when I would try to say, yes, I'm a music teacher, then you have to send them your school email address, that says at
The .edu.
Yeah. So that didn't work for me after I retired, doggone it. Yeah. So, okay. So let's do that. So I would say, let's keep it, this group, and we'll say, if you are, if you want to join this class, you'd have to do a pre-assignment, or you'd have to do this first, and in order to catch up. Yeah. Okay. Does that work?
Sounds good.
So I phoned a friend to come join me in the class because she doesn't have it on her computer. So can we add Martha to your group? She might
Sure.
do it from home.
Put your email address in the chat so that we can do that. That would be great. So as you're working on this, between now and April 30th, if you have a question, just send me an email and I'll help you over that hurdle. Right?
Same for me. I'm happy to answer questions if I can.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. So we appreciate your time tonight, because this is very confusing. Yeah.
I told my gals that finale is a lifelong learning curve.
Yes.
And we only use a fraction of the program in barbershop. There's so much there that we don't even need. But even the stuff that we do need, it takes a long time to learn it all.
Absolutely, yes. So bravo for you for diving into this. That would be great. All right, any other questions before we sign off here?
So say thank you.
All right. So
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Angelique, for holding us all together.
Yeah, of course.
Amen.
Hey, Angelique, are you available on April 30th?
Sorry. Yeah, I think I'm available. I don't have anything on my calendar yet, and as far as I know, I haven't missed anything. So
okay,
good.
I was just going to ask that question, if we wanted to stay on, Jan, Jean, Angelique, if we wanted to stay on and work out a few logistics.
Sure. Okay. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Can we do that? All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Hey, Jean, can I just ask you for one more thing? This is on the side, because I'm the one that actually does the website. Can you send me the link to the last class? Because I wasn't able to attend, so I didn't get a link to the recording.
Okay.
So if you could
the
send me a
last
link.
finale class or the arranging class?
The last arranging class, because I went to the first one, but I didn't get the link for the second one.
Okay.
So if you can make sure that you send it, this is to Icing Base 3. It's to Mina Peters Ritchie. And Jen knows who I am.
Okay.
And Angelique may actually have.
I have it, so I can send it to you.
Oh, thank you! Yay!
That way I can put it. That way I can put it on the Region 9 website. So
yeah, I can send it to you. It's a YouTube link, so I can just send it off when I figure out whoever I sent it to the first time.
And I think Maria sent you.
We need to stop the recording too. Whoever's doing that.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
And I think that Maria sent you the link to the updated arranging education look and feel on Region 9.